Hey, welcome back to KUZA MZIKI. This is a music business podcast, and our focus is just having enlightening and inspiring conversations about the music business. We want to see impact not only here in Kenya, but in Africa, in Europe, Asia, Australia, the US, all over the world. We want to see musicians budding and elite gain knowledge that will definitely help and impact their career. My name is Jacktone Otieno, brand and media and events expert. And with the brand guru himself, I almost call myself the brand guru. I'm not.
Still fine.
I'm not. You are the brand guru.
The brand guru.
My man.
Mutenyo is my name.
Yeah.
Pleasure to be here. I always enjoy these conversations
Same
because
here, man.
It's we're playing our part.
Yep.
And the music industry is an industry I'm passionate about. And even what inspired this podcast is I felt I have a lot of information that I sleep with, wake up with. I was just feeling, why don't I share? You know, when you share, you learn new things. When you share, you grow. When you share, you meet new people. And I'm always happy to do new episodes, fresh episodes. Mm-hmm. And when we get feedback from you guys, that I learned something and they affected. Like there's a guy I saw in the first episode that we did, he said, give me 3 months. Give me 3 months with you guys releasing these episodes weekly. Just give me 3 months. I'm coming back with how can I call it? In Swahili, it's ushuhuda. I'm coming back
testimony.
With tangible results you'll see. And I felt, wow, this is just the first episode. Yeah. So it really means the podcast is serving a specific need in the society. Mm-hmm. Especially the creative sector. It's usually a lonely world, being an artist. Lonely in the sense that very few people have an understanding of how it operates. And sometimes you might be looking for answers that are very targeted for your area or country, and it's hard to find. Yeah. That's what we're looking forward to KUZA MZIKI being able to seal that gap. In that if you find yourself, you're in Kenya, you're in Africa, or you're based outside and you need information that relates with you about the music industry, I hope you'll find here to be your home. Yeah. You know, it's interesting that because entrepreneurship is always a very lonely journey. So it is.
Lonely journey.
And a music career is entrepreneurship.
And music career is entrepreneurship.
It is.
So it's definitely part of the lonely journey. Mm-hmm. So something else, you know, on the last episode we talked about merchandising and brand collaborations. Mm-hmm. And I want us to start this conversation from royalties.
Royalties, yes.
Yeah, and public performance. Mm-hmm. You know, and these are basically earnings or revenue that an artist gets from their music playing on radio stations, playing on different platforms, and also playing in public public spaces.
So we'll start with royalties now. Royalties mostly they come from your music being consumed through platforms that exist. An example is like in Kenya we have ringback tones. Apparently it is in Kenya that ringback tones are very huge. In that market, guys really buy, subscribe to using music. So in Kenya it's called Skiza by Safaricom, which is a telecommunication company in Kenya. So there are payments that basically when someone downloads your ringtone, your song as a ringback tone, daily there's some money that is deducted from you in terms of airtime. So when it's deducted, Safaricom calculates that and they share with the company, the aggregator, the companies that now onboard clients for them, creatives in short. Once now they send that money, it's distributed to artists according to how your music has been downloaded and if it's still in use. So it's one way of royalties, that is ringback tones in Kenya. But aside from that, we have royalties that come in form of when you get radio airplay, and then when your music is performed in public places. Mm-hmm. So those two forms of royalties, the way cash is collected, you must be signed up with CMOs. They are collective, what is the second? CMOs. I don't know if it's collective management organization.
Management Yep.
I tend to think it's that. That's in full. In Kenya, we are used to calling them CMOs till we forget what it means in full. So those companies, they are registered and regulated by the Kenyan government.
Yeah.
Through the ministry that is in charge of where music falls under.
Yeah.
So what they do is they are in charge of collecting royalties from music being played in public places. Technically, is if your music is being used in a road show, those people, they get a license for them to use your music. So all those collections, when they are gotten all around the country, they're paid to these CMOs. And CMOs in Kenya, there are several. We have the Music Copyright Society of Kenya. We have CAMP, which is Kenya Association of Music Producers. We have PRISC, which is also the Performance Rights Organization. So those bodies, when they collect, they distribute to members. So as an artist, you must be signed up with them for them to be able to pay you. That is ideally. From my explanation, ideally that is what is supposed to be happening. But we've had a challenge in Kenya where these bodies, they've had leadership wrangles, they've had accountability issues, which has called even sometimes some of them have been deregistered because they can't account for money. And then also now with that disorganization in the CMOs, we've had a challenge whereby now the stations, for example, media stations, which are supposed to pay those royalties, they don't, because they say we can't pay people who can't account for what we pay, because that money will not reach the intended person. So, but we are glad we've had on and off engagements from the government in ensuring that sector is streamlined, and we are hoping that will be nice for Kenya. But we have other countries like South Africa, which they've had those bodies for quite some time, and they appear to be working. So it is something that, if well streamlined, it's a very key revenue stream for artists. Yes.
So yeah, you're right. Collective management organizations.
Collective management organizations. CMOs.
Yeah. I'll tell you a shocking thing that I learned. You see, like music playing in public spaces. In the US, if you sing someone's song in church, you pay royalty.
Ideally, that is how it's supposed to be to work.
Like they actually even credit. They even must indicate this song was sung
for 1 minute, 30 seconds.
And this was Don Moen, and they submit and they pay.
Yes. And the good thing with those markets is that they have systems. For example, like now, which South Africa, they have that system, which I know Europe and USA they have. They have a system that tracks airplay. In that there are no physical call logs that are sent, because Kenya, the challenge has been that stations usually now they have to pull out a report that shows Jacktone song has played several times on this station, this number of times they sent to the CMOs. But now they were trying to sell that system to Kenya, for Kenya to have that system of whereby it's integrated with the Communication Authority of Kenya, because since they're the ones who give frequency licenses. So it's very easy. I think it's some technology that is, they are able to get straight from the source. Jacktone song has played how many times? And how do they calculate this? So I'm looking forward to us having that in Kenya. It will solve this whole problem.
Absolutely.
But now the problem with Kenya is that procurement process, someone wants to eat. But ideally, that's how it's supposed to work. Whatever you're explaining about the US.
So the second avenue is publishing and songwriting royalties. And so this is income you get from writing a song, composing, and publishing.
So what falls under that is that's where split sheets come in place. Because you can be part of a music project, in that you helped songwrite, you helped create a melody, you helped play keys.
The keys, you play the lead
guitar. You are a
guitar,
session musician technically in that. And your creative process was involved, and the artist agreed that you need to get a part of royalties from their payment.
From the song.
So when you're submitting this song to music distribution companies, they usually have a slot of whereby you can include when you're signing a publishing deal with these companies, music distribution companies. You can agree. For like I know a music producer called Ihaji who who has such arrangements with artists, in the sense that there's a percentage he gets for being for playing a part as a songwriter. When an artist can go to a session, a music recording session, and a producer, since they're musical, they help in creating the song and guiding. We have artists, producers who have that skill. They need to get a part. So that's how it happens that someone can earn revenue. It's something that we overlook, but these companies that sell music usually have that slot whereby they ask, okay, this guy is a songwriter.
Yeah.
Did you guys agree on the percentage? Bring the split sheet, because the split sheet is what will dictate. A split sheet is a document that guides how revenue will be shared among the creators of a music project. So if you are wondering what a split sheet is,
that's right.
So it's huge in its own way if it's well tapped, because even these companies that are operating locally here, they have those slots. It's just that now, if artists are not really interested in knowing that, you'll find an artist who only played a part of creating a song 20% part, they are getting 100% of a revenue of a song. And the creators, nowhere. They were paid a one-off fee. You wrote a song for me, I paid you 10,000 Kenya shillings, we are done. Ideally, it's not supposed to be like that.
Right.
Yes.
Yeah. No, I think that's a platform that people should take advantage of. Because it ensures that the entire team
is taken care of,
participated in the project is well taken care of. The other way is digital royalties, and this could be from YouTube and from other platforms. Of course, we've said here over and over, YouTube is king.
The king in terms of that. It's the king in terms of access of people, but not in terms of the percentage they pay. Because as you know, I'm a guy who loves to do research. I deal with data. Data guides my decisions, basically, because it doesn't lie. So it's you to be keen and research which platforms are huge in Africa and their percentage is well structured well, because we have a lot of those platforms. You can monetize, yes, but you find they give you 40%, then they take 60% because of too many players in between. But either way, it's a form of revenue streams at the end of the day, because the way we've said music is a business, it's about expanding your revenue streams so that we have passive income and active income. So such is passive, in that you are sleeping and you're receiving a check from YouTube that we paid royalty from your AdSense account. It's usually a good feeling, because it's money that you can use to shoot a new music video. It's money you can pay a publicist. It's money you can pay for your rent or buy new shoes or clothes for your music video. Yes. And it's doing so well. For example, in Kenya, it's doing so well in terms of royalties from that.
Absolutely. That's money that, it's not free. You actually, some people look at it as free money.
No,
but it's not free. You deserve it because you produce the content. You wrote the song. You went to the studio, recorded, shot a music video. You performed.
You marketed it.
So it's basically hard-earned money. It's not free money.
It is.
And it will help you to actually create more music for the community. This one is unique. Crowdfunding.
Yes.
And fan support.
Yes.
This I only see in social enterprises, and I also see this only in when people, like, let's say people have needs, let's say which platform. In Kenya there's Mchanga, there's GoFundMe. GoFundMe is actually a platform for crowdfunding. I'm really keen, so as a musician, how can one make use of crowdfunding? And when do you even employ crowdfunding?
So Africa is a very tricky environment in this way. Crowdfunding mostly is done from an emotional point. It's not done from a point of I'm supporting you to go after your dream. So I think it comes from the point of how is your culture like? Because even when you look at that, the one you say, the Mchanga, originally even when guys were creating it, they were creating it from a point of, okay, when I fall sick and I need people to pay for my hospital bill, guys can do that. But because it has never just occurred to us mentally that Mchanga is not for bailing people out, it can be a form of me setting up that account for people to help me record an album, for me to do a tour. So you're right, the way you said it's social enterprise, it's mostly. So because we have those platforms, even aside from Mchanga, we have Patreon, we have GoFundMe, all those pages are there. But if you look keenly, the people who benefit from it is people who do niche music. And niche music is because there's a certain type of people who travel widely, and people who they view the world from a global point of view. So they will fund your vision from that point. If it's not that, either you belong to a church and it's done from that point, in that we are supporting Jacktone for him to record his album, or to do a live recording of his worship album, example. So it's a form of earning revenue, but either, I don't know, maybe you can help me by understanding that why it has never picked from that point.
No, I think my advice to any artist when it comes to crowdfunding is to align or attach yourself to a project, to a community project. So let's say you are raising money to support a children's home, or let's say helping some dilapidated classrooms to be renovated. You know, I would say that's the way I would, you know.
So once the people contribute, it's you remove a part of that for you to now to fund your music.
Not necessarily.
Because we are speaking from it as a revenue stream.
Not necessarily. I think you leverage on that now to get revenue. You know.
How?
This is my thinking. You leverage that by having you know, even now corporate support you and say, this is what I am doing. You know, and then this is what I need.
I'm building classrooms. So let's say now Safaricom, they've come on board and given you a check of 5 million to support that. How is it a revenue stream to you?
You just say this. This is how you do it. You say, for every contribution that you give me,
10%.
This percentage goes to building classrooms. This percentage goes to this children's home. So you're basically supporting my music, but through supporting me or supporting my career, a percentage of the revenue I'm getting goes to supporting. Does that make sense?
It does.
I mean, that's
so
people would use it differently.
You have to tie it to a social thing.
I think that's one of the best ways.
Because we're in Africa.
Because if you say, hey guys, support me, I want to record the music. How many people?
By the way, when
do
new artists once did that and it flopped badly. We once did a GoFundMe for an album recording. That's why.
But if you attach it to a cause, and you see, even large corporates do that. If you go to Carrefour today, you'll see a little box, and it's written, this specifically goes. So okay, if I shop to Carrefour and the little change I have,
they're building, they're supporting this.
They are supporting this. If I buy Unilever products or Blue Band, I know it's a percentage is going to, you know. So I think as a revenue stream, that would be the strategy I would employ if I was an artist.
Because of the environment in which we are operating.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
All right.
Let's close this with the music production and session work.
Yes. So that that applies. Actually, it's common. It's just that people don't know it's a revenue stream on its own. In the sense that we have artists who are paid to do that, but they've never known it's a revenue stream. So the thing is, example is if you are good vocally, you can do BGVs, background vocals, for projects in studios. And when you do those vocals, even people won't know it's you, but you are paid for doing that. That's a revenue. as in you're part of the production process.
Yeah.
Another one is you can find yourself, you're a musician, but you play instruments. You can always be called in sessions for you to play, let's say, a saxophone.
Yeah.
And you don't have to really sell yourself like I'm a session musician because you might mix up your audience. It's a side hustle that you can do from a point of the people who engage you and pay you are the ones who know that you do sessions and you're paid. For example, you can lay guitar, you can lay vocals. Another way is also you can be a dope songwriter.
Yeah.
I know a lot of A-list artists, big artists, who are usually part of songwriting processes and are paid for being in those sessions. And they're given credits, this song was co-written by so-and-so, but you don't see them like they sang in the song, they're not in the video, nowhere, but they were paid. That is what being a session musician and being part of the production aspect is.
Yeah.
And it's, under that, it's you to come up with a rate card for that, which is separate from your rate card as a mainstream musician, in the sense that you know, this is what I charge if I need to do to help you arrange your song. So when you're doing your recording, I'll be there throughout the session. It's something I saw locally in Kenya. Sauti Sol, they embraced a lot of that with Sol and Viri. Like in fact, Viri, I knew him because he used to be a session musician a lot with Sauti Sol, and he helped them write a lot of hit songs. Helping them doesn't mean he wrote the song, and even if he wrote, he's credited and he's paid. Basically, it was part of their vibing.
Yeah.
And it's a special skill that he has, in that you can come with an idea, but you can refine it for it to be more melodious, for it to have proper arrangement. So it's an aspect that artists can take advantage of, those ones who are skilled in those aspects.
Yeah.
And you have others who have production skills, in that music production, and they can do that. And we have a lot of examples.
Yeah.
Pharrell is an artist, stroke musician. Dr. Dre, musician, stroke music producer. He flips basically, and both of them, they earn him.
Yeah. Techno artist.
Yeah,
producer.
Techno. In fact, I knew him as a producer before he blew as an artist.
Yeah.
I knew him as a producer through some song he did for Davido a few years back. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, that's a good place to close our conversation today, Mike.
Thank you.
All those are like different methods or revenue streams that you can employ as an artist. There are definitely much more.
There are more, as in we can't exhaust that list.
But what we've shared is just to open your eyes, as a musician, where and how can I be able to make revenue using my career in music. Yeah. So thank you very much for joining us on today's episode. We would like to appreciate Rim Studios. They provide us with this amazing location.
Wonderful space.
Beautiful space.
Yes.
So if you're looking for a place to do your photo shoot, family shoot, couple shoot, record your podcast, Rim Studios would be the place for you to go. And definitely this episode is also powered by Upeo Talent Agency, which is a brand management for artists. So if you're looking to get to be managed, you're looking to get support on your brand strategy, communication strategy, digital, for your music career, Upeo Talent Agency is the business and the place to contact. And definitely the production team from Bamba Studios, as usual, Raphael and Frank, thank you for all the amazing work that you do. And if you're looking to produce your video, music video, documentary, live streamings, or any media production work, animations, Bamba Studios would be the place. Thank you for listening in. Thank you for watching. God bless you, and we'll see you in the next episode. Have a good one.
You too. Thank you guys for joining us.
Adios.
Adios.